My topic was on the Manhattan Project. What is the Manhattan Project? In September 1939, when Germany invaded Poland, World War II officially started. The United States needed to prepare for an attack and secretly began operations to produce the first atomic bomb. The location was in Manhattan of New York City and was named the Manhattan Project, but for security purposes was moved to other locations. The three main secret locations were in Tennessee, Washington, and New Mexico. The project cost the U.S. billions of dollars and hired thousands of people. How was the project kept a secret? Some workers were not fully sure about what they were involved in doing, just that they were working to help end the war and future wars. Workers were warned that sharing the project's secrets can be 10 years in jail or $10,000 fine. They saw large amounts of raw material come into the plant without knowing its true purpose. However, the Manhattan Project was more drastically guarded than any other high security war development. Bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. On August 6, 1945, a little boy was dropped over Hiroshima, and on August 9, 1945, Batman was dropped over Nagasaki. Workers of the Manhattan Project were surprised and shocked to see the results of what they had been working on. The two bombs killed between 129,000 people and 226,000, most of which were civilians. After these bombs were dropped, Japan surrendered and World War II ended. The military released a report called the Atomic Energy for Military Purpose, explaining the history and the development of the bomb. In 1946, the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission established control over the atomic developments. Political impacts on the project. There was growing political pressure for the world peace, due to knowing the possibilities of a sudden destruction from a nuclear war. In the past, science could provide protection against new weapons, but it now cannot make that promise due to destruction caused by nuclear power. One of the greatest controversies that still exists is whether the atomic bomb was necessary to bring World War II to an end. Was this a crime of genocide? Social impacts on the project. Scientists are claiming that they were not directly responsible for the input in nuclear discovery and the power that it brings. However, nuclear power has more danger than any invention from the past. Another sudden destruction like that of Pearl Harbor could be repeated and 1,000 times greater by an enemy of the U.S. But there are greater outcomes from nuclear power as well, such as radiation therapy and imaging for cancer, or providing energy for homes, schools, hospitals, and other businesses. How does the aftermath of the Manhattan Project affect society today? Japan suffered with radiation exposure after the bombing on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. This caused cancer and birth defects. It caused physiological and emotional damage, not only to Japan, but also to those who worked on the bombs. The world has entered a new age, the age of nuclear warfare. Interesting facts. At the Manhattan Project's headquarters in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, security was extremely tight. A private house party celebration of more than 7 people was considered suspicious. Residents who died in Oak Ridge had to have their coffins inspected before being buried, and everyone, including top military officials, were searched going in and out of facilities. Outside people from the project were distracted with intramural sports. This included 10 baseball teams, 81 softball teams, and 26 football teams. And these are my sources.